Okay. Getting into practice 12. Obviously, we're going out in pads today. Get a little bit more work done. Day off tomorrow, and then we'll go Spiders. I think on Saturday and Sunday at Aperture Stadium. Another big scrimmage that gives guys the opportunity to get on the field. So I thought we had a really good practice yesterday. I think the offense had a better day than the defense. Coach Bell was happy. Coach Bates wasn't so happy. It's one of those days. But we'll keep getting better.
We talked to Caleb Junko the other day, and he's a guy you brought up a couple times as having a really good camp. Just wondering if you could dive a little deeper into just how confident you're feeling in him and just the punting operation on the whole, from the snapping to the blocking, everything.
Yeah. You know what? Obviously, Coach Pro's done an outstanding job. I can't emphasize how much I, have faith and trust and belief in what he does on, just some of the things we're doing. Besides the way Junko's punting, our protection's better. I've sat here for, 9 previous seasons and watched what we did, and that's no disrespect. It's just like the rules are easy to protect. We got lanes for the punter to punt out of. The punter's got confidence. Like, you just feel good about what you're doing. You got answers for everything, whether they want to overload or not overload. I just like where we are in that phase of the game. And again, obviously when your punter's putting the ball exactly where you want it, try to put it on the sideline with 4+ hang. He's done that, and he's drilling the ball right now. Today, that roof's getting hit today.
We talked at the beginning of camp about Jake Overman's leadership, but how has he grown into like a more prominent role in this offense?
Jake is in a battle right now. I mean, Justin Holmes has done a nice job. I think I mentioned that on the sideline the other day. Like, I probably haven't talked enough about Justin Holmes. And Malachi's done a great job as well. So it's a 3-man race there, really, to see who's going to get reps. And it's going to come down to, really game day. Who's making the blocks? Who's making the catches, the big catches? Who's finishing plays? I think that's what it comes down to. Is really game day. I mean, I think we got 3 tight ends that we can win with. Jake is one of those guys, but he's in a battle.
It seems like Justin was known for his blocking coming in here, but how much has he impressed you as a pass catcher?
He's impressed me a lot. He had 2 nice catches the other day. One didn't count because of a holding call in the scrimmage, but he's done a nice job. He's got great hands. He's in the right spot. It's not always about like that fastest guy down the field. So I think he's done a really nice job. I mean, like I said, I feel like we've really got 3 tight ends that I feel comfortable with putting in the game right now. Where a year ago we probably had 2, and Malachi wasn't quite there yet. He got a few reps here and there, but he's much more mature right now than he was a year ago.
You've mentioned a couple times now that the offense has been having a better day than the defense. I feel like you brought that up probably more on the defense over the offense. Has it been pretty equal, or is it normal for the offense to be having so many good days?
Abby, it's been back and forth.
Okay.
There's been days where, like I said, I told you, scrimmage Saturday, offense won it by points, but maybe I lost it for the defense because I put the ball on the 14-yard line going in, and they scored a touchdown, which is pretty easy territory. Then I put it on the 3 going in. So, I wanted to make it hard on the defense. So, I think our guys understand that. I want to get those situations in. I'm not going to say, well, but the defense played really, really well Saturday, well enough to win a football game. That's for sure.
What are some of the small details that the offense is doing well right now?
Well, I think they're starting to get into game planning a little bit more than just installing plays. I think, offensive and defensive, you want to get different schemes in, okay? And again, whether it's a good scheme against your offense or defense, doesn't really matter, right? You got to install different coverages on defense, different blitzes on defense that you're going to use throughout the year. You're not necessarily trying to do it to beat Pitt's offense. We're working on Pitt defense and Pitt offense right now. What do we need during the season? What weapons strategically do we need on either side of the ball, and special teams for that matter? And that's why we install what we do, and we throw a lot of stuff at our kids mentally, because we're going to need it throughout the year. We want to teach them now, so when it comes up during the season, hey, you remember practice 14? We did that. That's why we did that. This is where it's going to pay dividends. So we have summer scouts on everybody we do. We know what we want to do mentally in all those games right now. And again, things change, but like we'll have enough stuff in our arsenal to defend and be offensive during the season.
We talk a lot about Cruz Brookins, but how are those other safeties shaking out right now?
Yeah, I have not talked about those safeties enough. Javon McIntyre's having a heck of a camp. Cruz is doing a heck of a job. The guy that's probably the one young guy that I should probably talk about is Josh Guerriere. He is climbing the ladder. So we're excited about him. Alan Bryant's had a great fall. I think he had like maybe one practice last spring and then had a hamstring and didn't get much work. So he's had a good camp, and there's one more I'm missing because there's 5 of them. You know, they're doing Kavir Baines. Like,
Jesse.
yeah, I need to thank you, Stephen. You know, Kavir's done a nice job as far as what we're seeing at the safety. So those are 5 guys that like have stepped up. Jesse's doing a good job. We may even get him a little receiver work today as well. But you know, he'd probably be the 6th guy at this point. But that's today, practice 12. We still got another 12 practices before the opener.
The other day you mentioned Jaden Bonsu and Cam Lindsey were kind of that backup outside linebacker spot. Have either of them separated themselves?
You know what? They both keep getting better. I'm I'm happy with where they are. I mean, Bonsu really just as you start to get your 6 best guys on the field, we've kind of kept Bonsu out at the start, and Cam Lindsey's gotten some boundary backer. You know, just trying to get those guys, both of them. So you know, I'm feeling better and better every day with the production they put on tape. Today will be a big day. We're going to go into Red Zone Live today, so that'll be big just to see how those guys. You know, we'll get some more live today, and we'll get some more live on Sunday night and see where we are.
The defensive tackle room has like 4, 5, 6 guys that can probably rotate in there. Where do you see this D tackle room being, maybe on the ACC level or nationally even?
You know what? I'll let you know after the season, right? I mean, we'll find out after the season. But I'm happy with the guys we have there. And but you know, premature declaration of victory that we have the best D-line tackle or D tackles in the country. You know that ain't going to be me. So
You have 6 guys who can play there. Maybe you're pretty deep at that spot. But reasonably, in any given game, in an ACC game, how many guys do you think you can get in at defensive tackle?
you know, I would say 4 or 5 realistically. I mean, we're going to play those guys, and you know, everybody's got a different thing that they do well. Whether it's are they the pass rusher or are they run stoppers? I mean, so you know, we'll just put them in as we see and keep them healthy. I mean, it's a long season, and you know, we feel good with them. But like there's other good players out there too. So we'll find out where we are. Again, you find out during the season. We're not going to find out in preseason camp. That's for sure. Love AC.